All right, so 12 Soul here, and we're doing this this video series on the voices of the voiceless. Now we're in the backwoods of Tennessee here, and we're talking to some gentlemen here. We're talking about something that's pretty interesting. What were we just talking about? We're talking about the
Democrat be flopping.
we're talking about the Democrats and Republican parties flopping. Okay, because I was just saying to this gentleman here. What's your name, sir?
David.
I was just saying to David that you know, it's funny that because David's going about to come up with what he was just about to say, but as a solution to the idea that you know, Israel and Palestine and all this other stuff, Trump making a what do they call embassy out there and
Moved it to Jerusalem.
moving it to Jerusalem, and this all starts with the Balfour Document, okay, which is 1916, all right, and how Lord Rothschild was wanting to bring America into the war, and hey, what do you know? It happened. And then the war didn't end. It continued on to World War II. World War II happens, the United Nations going, and so then the state of Israel is, it comes into fruition. Now, these guys have long plans. But anyway, all that aside, all right, what we're talking about here is the fact that Tennessee and other these states, they was Democratic. Now, how are we feeling about that now, David?
I ain't no damn Democrat.
So
Not that what they're portraying to be.
Now, what are the Democrats portraying to be?
Un-American to me.
What does that mean?
Everything I see to you, that makes disgusts me. I am a veteran, and I swore in for the Constitution, and they are trying to change our Constitution, and I'm mad about it.
They are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And so, what happens to the Democratic Party in Tennessee? Is it evaporated?
It's hardly any.
Right.
Here, we're all Republicans now.
All right. So what's the solution? To get rid of all the Democrats? I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's got to be. If you ain't for Americans, then you must not be American.
That's kind of the way it is now, huh?
Yeah.
There's lots of us out here that don't have a house, that are homeless, vets, and just trying to make it on our own. We make our own way. We don't ask for any handouts. Is that pretty much right?
I make my own way.
Now, didn't you do some electrical work back in the day?
I trim trees.
And you went to Hurricane Sandy?
Yeah, I went to many hurricanes.
And so what was the kind of conditions for you guys out there when you were doing your hurricane work for the workers?
Hot and miserable.
Weren't you sleeping? You weren't sleeping in a hotel, were you?
Not in New York. Now, everywhere else we got treated pretty good, but we got to New York, and all the New Yorkians took all the hotel rooms, so we had to sleep on trucks.
Now, once you were sleeping on them trucks, what happened? It was hot. It was hot, right? But
Yeah.
then the weather changed, didn't it?
Yep, we had a northerner come in.
Damn near froze you to death, didn't it?
Yep, I got sick. And continued on.
Now, why didn't you stay in New York?
Ain't my people. I ain't lose nothing up there. I went, I saw, and I came home. No desire to go back.
What's the thing about New York that's different than Tennessee?
The cost of living, the wages. It ain't right that you go up there and they making what they make, and then we come down here and do the same work. And we make what we make.
Now, what do we make out here?
Chicken scratch.
So look. I'm Anderson Service Company too. Okay, so you can Google that, Anderson Service Company LLC, on Facebook. All right, this is full disclosure shit. So, you know, average wages in Oregon is about $40 an hour for doing paint work, for doing anything, you name it. Okay, carpentry, you name it. Okay, that's kind of how I make my money. But what's the average wages out here for guys out here that kind of do the same thing?
$10 to $12, $13 an hour.
Yeah. All right, so you get 10 to 12 and $13 an hour out here. And what's an apartment cost out here? Tell me.
$600.
$700. So
That's a cheap one.
So in Oregon, I was renting a house out there. It was about $1,400 a month. So my nut out there was about $3,000 just with food and everything like that. So that means that I had to work really hard, and I didn't have a lot of time. And at 60 years old, I was getting tired of that. So now, you know, the truck, where's the truck? It's over there somewhere. Living in the truck, okay? That way I keep my costs down. All right, is that the way Jefferson said that if we don't mess around, if we keep messing with these banks, we'll end up being homeless in the very land that we call our own?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Now, where do you live? You live in,
I got me a bus.
you got a bus, but you got some land out here.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference. That you probably couldn't do that in New York, right?
Hell no.
Why not?
Well, one thing, I couldn't afford it. Number two, they probably wouldn't allow it because we got too many laws up our asses.
So we got buses. Your buses. What year model is that?
1972
So
Greyhound tour bus.
So you got a 1972 Greyhound tour bus, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a wood stove in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it runs perfectly fine,
Mm-hmm.
and it runs down the road,
Yeah, I could take it to California right now.
right?
Well, put some tires on it.
Put some tires on it, because it's hot in the desert out there. All right, so the thing is that when I was traveling across the country, all right, you couldn't stay in a trailer park unless you had your model about 2000, 2006, because they want new trailers.
That's a lot of places.
That's a lot of places, right? Yeah. So we're back here.
And
In
now
hill
they're
country.
trying to bring their damn, the way they live and their laws and what they want right here to the very park that we call the last resort, because it is the last place we can go.
So from Hippie Hill, all right, and helping hungry kids concept. Okay, what happened with that?
Money, bureaucrats, somebody trying, greed. That's what I boiled it down to. When we break it all the way down, one man wanted it. He didn't like what was going on, and he wanted it, and he tried every way in the world to get it, and he destroyed a great thing.
So 10 years ago, what was it? Was there music on the hill?
Yeah,
Were you helping kids that didn't have anything?
yeah.
And now 4 years ago, from what I understand, I think it's 4 years ago.
Nothing. All farm animals, gardens, everything went yonder, just because of one man's greed.
And we're gonna be going up to Hippie Hill. Still haven't met Hippie yet, but these videos are gonna get posted here, and I think that's enough said right now. 12 Soul out, and from the voices or the voiceless voices, however you want to say it. The vets too. Bye.